Well, tonight is the big night in Cleveland. Donald Trump will accept the Republican nomination for President of the United States. Trump walked through the convention center this morning ahead of his big speech. He is expected to call for Republican unity after a turbulent convention week, I guess to say the least. And Pat Kessler is watching the convention for us. We're going to talk about Trump's speech, I know, in a moment, but we have to go back to last night, right? What happened?
I think a lot of people wondered about that. The chaos and anger part, I think, is what everybody's talking about. These conventions are supposed to be very tightly scripted, of course. Trump rival Ted Cruz got a speaking role. He refused to endorse Donald Trump. No big surprise there, I think. In fact, he told Republicans to vote their conscience. And as that began to slowly sink in on the convention floor, delegates got to booing.
Stand and speak and vote your conscience. Vote for candidates up and down the ticket who you trust to defend our freedom and to be faithful to the Constitution.
Okay, so they're not really saying Cruz. The boos are growing louder and louder, especially from Donald Trump's home state, New York delegation sitting directly in front. Cruz stood there and he took it all in. He seemed actually to kind of enjoy it. The unrest grew and Donald Trump suddenly appeared high above the convention floor. So the booing turned to cheering for him. A tense few minutes that I think were the impact moment of the night. Just really unusual. I don't think we see this kind of thing ever in a convention. We were lucky enough / unlucky enough to see it last night.
So. Now, you kind of alluded to this, though, but what did they expect would happen?
Yeah, you know, it's true. I mean, what do you expect? Now, Donald Trump knew, and everybody knew, we had this speech a couple of hours in advance. We knew he was not going to endorse him, but we were told that the Trump people kept thinking that he might actually endorse him a little bit, maybe. So that was something that they were expecting. But you're talking about something else, though. The name calling during this campaign. Remember all that?
That wasn't long ago.
Yeah, and he went after, Donald Trump went after Ted Cruz's wife in a terrible way, and also against his father, Ted Cruz's father, whom he linked to the assassination of JFK. Funny. So today, Ted Cruz is saying, hey, I'm not going to go support somebody who did that to my family. So
and you heard that today, people saying good for him for sticking to his guns, and also the Republican Party is a disaster.
But then, what about the party unity? Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Remember, there was one other part of this.
Right?
Yeah, something that would be the lead news at any other time. Pence accepted the Republican nomination to be the vice president. He delivered a warm but really low-key acceptance speech. He suggests that he's the boring half of the Trump-Pence ticket. He said that, not me. Really nice guy, apparently. He gave a great speech last night, but we'll see what happens tonight. We're expecting something different tonight.
Well, yeah, not boring tonight for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What's in store, you think?
Well, of course, Donald Trump will accept the nomination tonight. We're going to watch history being made. He's going to claim the nomination that everybody thought was improbable after this flamboyant and divisive political campaign, maybe the most one in modern times. One other factoid to watch for tonight. Our guy, Minnesota Vikings quarterback Fran Tarkenton, oddly, I'd never expected this. He's going to speak tonight.
Wow.
During the convention, so we'll be watching that as well.
But tonight is the night that matters most.
A lot of history is going to be made here, and it's the beginning of the real campaign, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And if it's anything like the first year has been, oh my goodness.
Well, we're glad you're going to be here to watch it for us.
It'll be fun. Yep.
Thank you, Pat.